So, we're gonna get to mount though. I don't want to start at mount. We're gonna have to get to mount. So, who was here a couple weeks ago when I showed my favorite style of passing? Decker. Nobody else was here?
Smash pass?
Yeah, smash pass. Okay? So what we're looking at, right? So regardless of the position, I want to find the knee that's most vertical. Okay? So obviously not going to be this side, be this side. So I'm going to cup, right? Next thing I need to do is put my chest on that leg and go behind, right? So cup, put my chest on behind. Once I go behind, once I go behind, I'm gonna block the bottom leg and drive this leg through to the mat. Okay? Who's here when we're doing this? You're not here. What are you doing? You're not here.
You sure?
Not at all. Okay. So once we get the knee in here, I'm gonna do a mean crossface. I see how he's all nice and balled up here. I don't like that. All right, I'm gonna crossface. I'm gonna open up some space in between his knee and the chest. Okay. Crossface. Bring my own knee in here, and then the mount should be easy to achieve. All right. So this part is just review. You don't have to get really good at it. It's just a really nice way, quick way, efficient way to get to mount. All right. So let's all hit this a few times. Show one more time. So regardless of the guard, if he's playing half guard, or let's just do it from open guard to make it nice and simple. All right. So he's going to be here. So both of his knees are pretty much the same. So I can pick and choose. So if I pick this one, two things happen. I can either try to move his knee, right, and put my chest on it. But if he's got strong legs and I can't move his leg, then I got to move myself, and I'm going to drive all my weight on top of this knee so his legs collapse and close. All right. From there, all I'm doing, I'm using this hand to block the bottom knee so that I can drive this knee through. Once this knee is to the mat, I'm hugging his hips so that he can't shrimp away. All right. I don't want him to shrimp away. If he shrimps away right now, I lose everything. So this arm, this elbow, just hugging his hips right here. This arm's gonna cross face, open him up. My knee, this knee, I need to hit him right in the stomach with my knee. I need to come over this knee, so I can't allow this knee to stay in front when I go here. So I have to come over. I want to be sitting on this knee. This knee should be under me. Okay. Here, I hit him with my knee to the body. From here, this knee really easy. And I'm going to mount. All right. Let's hit this a few times. I'll come around and help. 1, 2, 3. This guy's bucking like crazy. He's going to eventually get out of the position. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is lower my center of gravity. Right? If I'm up really tall, if I'm up really high, he's going to be framing. He's going to be turning his hips, everything. Right? So first thing I do is I want to get my points. So as soon as this knee comes down, boom, I come down. I collect the head. I'm really tight. I'm really low. Okay? Because I don't want his arms to be able to push. I want his, if I feel his hands on my hip, I move his hands. I grip his hands off my hip. Okay? I keep him really tight so that I get my points. Once I get a point, if I have attacks from here, then I can open up. All right? But when I'm down there, I like to pay attention to what his arms are doing. Okay, so more review. If you were here a couple weeks ago, I showed, you see my own person was here, it's off the mat. Decker, you asked me about this one, right? Where we're trapping the arm. Okay? So if his arms are just standard here, they're not really super tight, they're not doing anything, they're just bent here. Okay? One arm, I'm gonna weave through, and I'm gonna grab the tricep. Here, this is a good hammer, right? Able to pull, able to control. I don't have to worry about it being too slippery, right, when I'm pulling. So I'm coming down, right? So So I want to pull him up, but first I want to make sure my chest is on the outside of this elbow. So when I pull, I bring myself to the outside of the elbow, and then I'm going to go up to an S mount. Okay? Really simple. Everybody come on this side, please. His arms are just here, not super tight. I'm weaving through, I'm collecting the tricep. I bring my chest on the outside. Turn, and then from here, I want to make sure his back is off the mat. He's on his edge, okay? So if he's still flat on his back, when I get here, I'm not going to raise this foot here. And I'm going to pull him up first, and then I'll raise his foot. And I want to close the space between my heel and his body. It's really important that I do that. If my heel is away, he's going to have an easy time pushing my leg into his half guard. Super tight with this foot to his body. Okay? So the detail I showed, which made the armbar, so we're going armbar, made it 10 times easier, is I'm going to collect the other arm inside of this little trap here. So a lot of times people will go armbar straight from here. And a lot of times this leg is really hard to get over. He can block, he can bump, he got lose position. Okay? So instead, I'm going to control both of his arms just with one arm, right? Instead of both of my arms on one of his arms, all right? This one's under. I'm just grabbing this one tight. Now you can see I've got control of both of his arms, and I have this arm free, okay? So I still have the arm bar there, but now this arm I don't have to worry about. So that means this one hand can now post. I can bring this leg over in front of his head. Right? I can sit down for a really comfortable arm bar. Okay? I think last time I showed a few different breaks when they have control. Anybody was here for that class? Nobody. Yeah. Okay. So here we go, one time. So we're swimming in, bringing my chest behind. I'm driving. You can either pull him up here, right? Or you can use pressure and drive him and turn him so that he's on his side. Once you get here, I don't want to have this control using both of my arms, okay? I want to collect both of his arms with just one arm. Okay, try to get out. Really hard. He's going to start to move his hips. That's good. All right. So here, I'm under this one. Right? He's trying to defend the arm bar here. So he's going to cover his own arm with this arm. He knows if I pull here, he's going to get arm bar. So he's going to pull here. So he's giving me this control. All right? So that frees up this hand. I can do whatever I want with this hand. Here, bring this over. Here, right. Arm bar. Okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, but he's super tight, right? Like he's, really worried about what got on. So I can't get under his neck. I can't get inside of here. Okay, he's super tight, strong here. It's just there's nothing happening. Okay, so I know, yep. I'm trying to stand here, trying to get in the little crevices. Don't take too much time, and so you're not too effective. So instead, what I'm going to do again. Drop my center of gravity. I like to hug the head, right? Because most of the time, if they're really tight, you notice how his head is off the mat. Okay? He's trying to protect his neck, so he's trying to close that space there. Right? He's not going to do that with his head relaxed on the mat here. It just doesn't look like it makes sense, right? So he's really tight here. So head off the mat, hugging here. I don't really have to worry about him bucking and framing on my hips because he's so committed to this. Right, so I lay my chest right on the arms. So I'm looking to catch the bottom of his elbow here, right? And I'm gonna walk the mat here. Believe it or not, this is really strong, okay? So I'm coming under, so I just cup the elbow, and I walk, okay? I'm just jacking up his arm. Crank, 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 crank. Okay. He's really strong. There's not much he can do to prevent that. Yeah. Walk, 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 walk. Okay. Once I get his elbow high, I'm gonna rest my chest on the bottom side of his elbow now. Okay. So it's up high. I rest my chest on the bottom side of his elbow. This hand is going to come in between, and I'm going to lock in my the beginning of my head and arm. Okay, so when his arm is across here, I'm coming under his head, and I'm clasping really tight here. Some people like the gable. Some people like the Mataleon, the rear naked choke style. Either way works really well. Okay, I'm keeping my head pressure on the back of his arm to keep his arm really uncomfortable across his jaw, or ideally I want it to be under his chin. Okay, but not so often you'll get it that perfect. All right, so I'm here. Okay, from here I'm going to dismount. Okay, so I'm not going to bring my leg wide here where he's going to catch my leg. Okay, I'm going to bring my foot up first here, all the way across to this side, and then I can dismount. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to squeeze, I'm trying to reduce the space in between the side of my face here and his body, right? So I'm pulling everything towards me, drive my way here, head down, get the finish. Okay? That's my style. Another style is to finish with the Mataleon, where you're, so if you're here, you're focusing more on shoulder pressure, right? You want to get this here, Mataleon, squeezing for shoulder pressure, right? That one's not, to me, is not as effective as this grip and coming out real low to the mat, all right? So, give somebody who knows details on finishing here. Really, what I want you to focus on is this little technique here. He's really tight, super tight. I can't do this anymore. Come under his head, come under the elbow, walk, walk, walk. Bring my chest under here. So he tries to get his arm back now. It's not happening, okay? So from here, this arm is gonna come in between. Come on this side of the elbow, and I lock in my head. Okay.
Does it matter which side you attack that his arm's on top of the building?
If you're good enough to pick the side that's on top, that's ideal, but it will work. It works just as well if this arm is here. Doesn't matter. Walk it up. Here. Works just as well, either arm. Okay? Let's get some reps in. 1, 2, 3.